Good morning. This is John from the Springs Mennonite Church. Well, here we are at the end of another week. Here we are, another day on the calendar that we flip over, and another day to think about, golly, how fast is time moving? But it's also another day to rejoice. It's another day to see God at work. It's another day to give our lives to Him and show us what we should need to do. So the passage I want to share this morning kind of talks about that. It's from Psalm 37, verses 7 to 9. And it reads this way: Be still in the presence of the Lord and wait patiently for Him to act. Don't worry about evil people who prosper or fret about their wicked schemes. Stop being angry. Turn from your rage. Do not lose your temper. It only leads to harm. For the wicked will be destroyed, but those who trust in the Lord will possess the land. Well, let's take a look at this. Starts out by saying, Be still in the presence of the Lord and wait patiently for Him to act. Now, most of the time, our problem is number one, we're not patient. And number two, we question whether God is going to act. Now, as a human being, I think that's understandable. The lack of patience is probably more our North American culture than it is anything else. It's not universal around the world. But in our world, we're used to having things, and I don't mean material possessions. We're used to having things go our way. We kind of think they're supposed to. I mean, our original document, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Well, everybody doesn't seem to get that, at least not when they want it. And it says here to wait patiently for Him to act, which means that God will act. Not on your timetable, not on mine, but He will act. That's an absolute. Now, the next part of this says, Don't worry about evil people and who prosper or fret about their wicked schemes. You and I both know there are people, some in our own circle of friends, who do not follow God and seem to prosper. Now, prosper is usually defined in terms of how much money and how many things they have, and I guess how many trips they take. Do you know that most of the performers, the entertainers that we watch on television that make big bucks, do you know most of them are quite depressed? Look at their marriage rates. I mean, they look marvelous on the stage, but that's not really what's going on. We think that those who prosper in these areas I mentioned are doing wonderfully. There's no guarantee of being prosper. There's no guarantee of life. Oh, it makes the little things easier that you have to pay for. But I found, as someone else said, the older you get, the less you care about things, and the more you care about people. So this goes on to say here, don't worry about them. Who cares? Let them have lots of this or that. Let them have so much that they drown in it if need be. Doesn't matter to me. I don't have anything to do with them. They don't have anything to do with me. So he goes on to say next, stop being angry. And he's referring to those people who are prospering and you feel like you're not prospering. Quit being angry. You know, anger shows itself in many different ways. Lots of times it shows itself in putting yourself down, thinking you can't do much because you're not really worth it. That's anger. And therapists tell us how we internalize anger. And then sometimes it comes out, we don't even know why it came out. Something triggers it and we get really angry and we don't even really know why. So the psalm here says, stop being angry. Turn from your rage and do not lose your temper. I've had a lot of people tell me that they have their mommies or their daddies or their grandfather's temper, as though it's the same as having the same color eyes or nose. Tempers are learned. They are not genetic. And if you've got a temper, you learned it. And frankly, though it'll take a lot of work, you can unlearn it. Because God doesn't want us to act that way. It doesn't accomplish a thing. It says it only leads to harm. It never accomplishes anything good. Oh, it might make you feel good at the moment, but it might wound people for lives, for their whole lives. And then the last part of this verse, which is really, really important. For the wicked will be destroyed. You know, you look at all the evil people in history, and you know what? Their reign of terror ended. Now, what came next? I don't know for sure. But God says that the wicked will get their reward. And here it says they'll be destroyed. I would hate to have been one of those characters, or today be one, and then die and have to stand in front of God. Now, I'm not trying to scare you into anything. I'm just saying that in this perfect love of God, evil will be crushed. Maybe you won't see it destroyed in your time. Maybe you want to get even. Passage here says it only leads to harm. But the wicked will be destroyed. And then it goes on to say, and those who trust in the Lord will possess the land. Now, the phrase possess the land was originally referring to the Israelis taking the promised land that God had set under Moses. But it's also a sign or symbol or a statement about you will inherit, as Jesus said, you'll inherit the earth. You will have life. You will find it, and you will find it more abundantly. The wicked will never do that. Doesn't matter what seems to be happening now. So, be still in the presence of God and wait patiently for Him. I hope you do that. I really do. Well, thanks for your time. If you have a prayer concern or need, let us know. We'll do whatever we can as fast as we can to help meet that need. Thanks for listening. I wish you a really great day. God bless you. I'll talk to you again.